Hello, boys and girls, and welcome back to the show. Yeah, I know, it's been a while since I last made one of these, hasn't it? More than a year now, actually, I believe. Yeah, I've had a tough time over the past year. Just never really felt up to making another video, you know what I mean? Well, in any case, I'm back now, because I want to address a video that's been making the rounds recently. As many of you know, I am not a fan of conspiracy theories. And of all the conspiracy theories out there, the ones regarding the JFK assassination have to be the most infuriating, especially since so many people blindly believe them. On November 22nd, 1963, an emotionally disturbed 24-year-old radical Marxist named Lee Harvey Oswald shot and killed President John F. Kennedy with a rifle from the 6th floor of a textbook warehouse in Dallas, Texas, as the president rode in the back of an open limousine. 45 minutes later, that same Lee Harvey Oswald shot and killed Dallas police officer J.D. Tippit while fleeing the scene of his crime. He would later be apprehended at a nearby theater, before, just 2 days later, Oswald himself would be fatally shot by another mentally disturbed man named Jack Ruby. That is it. That is the truth of the murder of President Kennedy. At its core, it is a simple, straightforward case. And the evidence implicating Oswald in the murder of President Kennedy is overwhelming. To name just a few things, Oswald owned both the rifle used to kill Kennedy and the pistol used to kill Tippit. Oswald's fingerprints were all over the rifle he left behind the textbook depository. Oswald was identified by over a dozen eyewitnesses as the sniper who murdered the president and the man who killed Officer Tippit. While in custody, Oswald told one provable lie after another, all showing a consciousness of guilt, and each lie further implicating him in the crime of the century. Oswald was arrested carrying a fake ID under the name Alec James Hiddell, the very same name that was used on the order forms to buy both the rifle and the pistol used in the murders. Indeed, even today, it would be difficult, if not impossible, to find any criminal defendant with as much evidence against him, both physical and circumstantial, as there was against Lee Harvey Oswald. The idea that Oswald was innocent of the assassination is absolutely ludicrous, and those who propagate this insane notion are either wholly ignorant of the facts of the case or are deliberately lying to push an agenda. So you see why I'm so frustrated when polls consistently show, even today, that a vast majority of the American public still believes that JFK was murdered as a result of a conspiracy or that Oswald was not the person who murdered him. In May, I wrote an in-depth article laying out the facts of the JFK assassination in detail, and I will leave a link to it below. Please check it out if you have the chance. Now, back to the main subject. A few of you might know the gun YouTubers Brandon Herrera and Donut Operator. I myself am a big fan of both channels, so I'm by no means trying to shit on them or mock them or whatever. I love both of them and I really do enjoy their content. However, both Brandon and Donut have unfortunately bought into the conspiracy theories surrounding the Kennedy assassination, and a few days posted this video on YouTube. It repeats a lot of the same conspiratorial talking points and misconceptions around the assassination, and I've really wanted to make a video about this case before, so this makes it the perfect opportunity to get this off my chest. Let's take a look.
A little piece of paper is right there. I think that's where the shot happened. And then it went, where, Brandon?
Somewhere right about here.
Somewhere, is it where all that marking is right there in the street maybe?
Probably somewhere close to that.
Huh.
Allegedly, if you believe the official story, which we don't.
Where's the grassy knoll at?
Right there.
Right up. Okay, you want to go to the grassy knoll?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay, I was wrong. I thought that the road construction thing up there was the X. There's an actual X right there.
I was wrong. The grassy knoll is actually right up there.
Grassy knoll's up here?
The street, it is not. It's right up there.
Oh, okay. Grassy knoll, X, and then that window on the far right there with that piece of paper. Okay, grassy knoll. Here we go. Shit, that's only like 100 feet. Huh.
It's like a 40-yard shot. That is not difficult.
Yeah, no,
That's
we do that with...
significantly easier to make than that shot up there.
Okay, first thing. For starters, no. Actually, the grassy knoll shot would have been more difficult to make than the one from the depository. Because the limousine was passing from left to right past the grassy knoll. Any gunman firing from there would have had to time his shot perfectly in order to hit the president. Not to mention he's firing from the left front of the president, which means that he would be drawing attention to himself. As soon as the shot was fired, people's eyes were going to go looking there, especially the Secret Service behind Kennedy. So actually the grassy knoll would have been a more difficult shot to make. The depository, however, would have been an easy shot to make. For starters, the distance, I think, the Oswald fired was between 59 and 88 yards between the first and the third shot. Kennedy was driving pretty much in a straight line away from the depository. So from Oswald's perspective, Kennedy was essentially a stationary target getting smaller. So he didn't have to move his rifle back and forth. He only had to make a slight adjustment with the elevation of the barrel in order to hit Kennedy. And so yeah, actually the depository shot would have been an easier one than the grassy knoll shot. So that's for starters.
We make that with pistols all the time. This shot right here.
Really weird, I will say, that Kennedy's head kind of blew out the backside, implying that the exit wound was from, the exit wound was behind him instead of from the front, which would be really weird if the shot came from up there.
This is another conspiracy theorist misconception. The autopsy photos of President Kennedy clearly show an entrance wound in the back of the head and an exit wound in the front of the head. Bullets do kind of weird things in flight, and so it was a combination of the shape of Kennedy's head, the pressure, the speed of the round, what caused the explosion to the right rear side of the head. But that does not indicate an exit wound in the back of the head. When the skull fragments are held together, as shown in the autopsy photos here, it's very clear by these photos that the shot that killed Kennedy hit him in the back of the head and exited out the front. And so this has been manipulated by conspiracy theorists and misconstrued. But actually, if you look at the original autopsy photos, it very conclusively shows that he was shot in the back of the head and not the front. Also, if we were to assume that Kennedy was shot by a gunman firing from the grassy knoll, the gunman would be firing from Kennedy's right front. Now, we would expect in that case, if Kennedy was shot from the right front, an exit wound in the left side of his head. However, the autopsy photographs and the x-rays show no evidence of an exit wound to the left side of the president's head. Again, this conclusively shows that the shot could not have come from the grassy knoll.
Yeah, that's crazy. The back of his head came out, and not the front when he was facing that way. That's weird. You know what he did? He fucked with the squirrels, dude.
Fuck with the squirrels.
He fucked with the squirrels, Morty.
This trip has been a mind-blowing experience.
Sir, what do you know about the grassy knoll? He's a Fed. We're at the book depository building, and someone scratched out allegedly shot and killed President John F. Kennedy.
Honestly, I would too. I know Oswald was never brought to trial, but honestly, his guilt has been proven beyond any shadow of a doubt. Like, not even beyond a reasonable doubt, just beyond any doubt. I don't know why it says allegedly. Like, Ted Bundy had a better case for innocence than Lee Harvey Oswald did. And Ted Bundy fucking confessed. So anyway, I cut out a lot of the video because it's more of like a kind of like a vlog of Brandon and Donut going around Dallas and all that, and so they don't really spend a whole lot of time talking about the assassination. So yeah, it's not like a full-length video where they're discussing it and trying to lay out their case. But I kind of wanted to get this off my chest because I'm really tired of seeing conspiracy theories being promoted, even if it's by people I genuinely like. Like I like Brandon and I like Donut. I think they make good content. I just think they're wrong in this particular issue, and I just want to say something about it. So yeah, if you haven't already, go check out my article on the Kennedy case. It's long, but I lay out in detail the facts of what happened, and I really think that when you look at the facts of this case, you can't make any argument for Oswald being innocent or for Kennedy being killed by conspiracy, because the evidence against Oswald is just absolutely overwhelming. So yeah, starting out small, but I hope to get back into the routine of making videos again. So yeah, until next time, peace out.